secret police of Baker Street invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
No son niños.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Bien, Whitechapel. ¿Qué hago? ¿Voy a Scotland Yard primero a interrogar a este? No, vamos a la Bond Street. A ver. Resolver el misterio de Half Moon Street. Investigar la escena del crimen y hablar con el testigo de Half Moon Street. Interrogar a Leighton. Examinar sus pertenencias en Scotland Yard. Vale, vamos primero aquí. Vamos a ver qué ocurre por aquí. Vale. Está muy oscuro todo, ¿eh? Vale, esto es para salirse por el callejón. Voy a cerrar un segundo las cortinas porque no veo una fucking buster. Segundo, que no veo nada. Segundo, gentucilla que whisper into Whisper Man. Anda la luz. Tengo con esta cortina, está llena de agujas. Contra el suelo y siempre me pincho las que las recojo. Vale, ya podemos jugar. Alexa, pon la luz del salón al 1%. Alexa, pon la luz del salón al 1%. Ah, vale, coño. Vale, ya veo mejor. A ver qué hay por aquí. Nada.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Mara. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Vale, víctimas.
Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stout fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Vale, testigos.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
Vale. Declaración.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street, that was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Disparos.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Yeah.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
Detalles de Half Moon Street.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Ventanas el Turner.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Ok. Examination. Hay un papelito. Objeto atascado. A ver.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
Una llave.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Me la guardo. Pero no puedo coger nada. Ahora, coño. Me
A
salía.
piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Vale. Voy a mirar el otro.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Un tatuaje, ¿no? Sí.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
Vale. Vamos a ir a la ventana ya.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Primero vamos a observar al pobre hombre. A ver. Broche de insignia, batalla. Tercio soldado. Veterano de la guerra. ¿No le miro las manos? Ahí que había algo. Necesita bastón, pierna débil, cojea. ¿Quién se ha atrevido a hablarme? Le falta botones, vida humilde. Vale, declaración.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment.
Después de la huida.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Vamos a hablar con...
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
Aún no lo he visto, colega. Vamos a hablar con esta.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
No puedo mirarla, pero bueno, su declaración.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
¿Puedo investigar a alguien más? Vale, no. No puedo ir para allá. Vale, eran 2 disparos y uno sonó más alto que el otro. Vale, aún no puedo hablar con el chavalín.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes. Vámonos a Scotland Yard. Vale. Ya estamos en Scotland Yardcito.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Who knows, Inspector?
Look, you are free to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Vale, vamos a primero mirar sus cositas. Antes de interrogarlo, vamos a mirar sus cosas. Vale, pistola.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Vale. Vamos a mirar por otro lado.
Two out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots.
Vale.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. Nothing interesting.
Pues ya tenemos todo. Justamente 2 disparos, pero dicen que uno sonó más alto que el otro.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Ya, cuéntamelo. Espera, antes de eso vamos a ver. Examination for los men. Cicatriz. Cicatriz profunda. Pelea en ocasiones. Creció en las calles. Maratón, nada, ¿no? Paliza reciente. Resistió al arresto. Impetuoso. Pañuelo a la moda, ropa formal, trabajo cómodo. Empleado de oficina. Ah, Sofía, trabaja en una oficina. La misma organización. Ah, en la prisión, cometió un crimen. Su historia.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
Tuvo tiempo de volver.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man.
El tercer hombre.
Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Vale, un segundo. Aquí haré un cortecillo.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
No, el tatuaje.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other.
¿Qué pasa, tu jefe?
You were quite young then, I believe.
He cambiado un poco del LOL, tío, que ya estaba un poco cansado de los troles.
After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Veremos al joven. O sea, tenemos que ir ahora a ver al de hermano. Ay, vale. Espera, que ya ha salido ahí. Vale, me sacan directamente. Vale, pruebas. Tengo una llave que no sé qué abre. Una llave de metal que fue hallada en el cadáver de Kennenbutter. Vale. Un trozo de madera que fue hallado entre los adoquines junto al cadáver de Kennenbutter. El señor Turner tiene una pierna lesionada que le hace cojea. Oh, puede ser del bastón, ¿eh? Puede ser del bastón. Vale. Leighton era conocido de una de las víctimas, Brian Vercotti. Ambos llevan tatuajes de la prisión. Vale. Vamos a ver. Resolver el misterio. Puede ser el viejo, ¿eh? Porque el bastón... Porque este lo he visto sin bastón y le hace falta un bastón a este tío. Vamos a hablar con el chavalín. Aquí pasa algo, ¿eh? Cinemática.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Te has metido con el chaval. ¿Por qué te metes con el chaval? Vamos a hablar
It would be
contigo.
my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Vamos a hablar.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Pues si no puedo hablar con el chaval, no sé no sé lo que tengo que hacer, ¿eh? Ya no tengo pistas. A ver,
Such
esta.
a young man, and already a murderer.
Aquí hubo un fogonazo, ha dicho. Pues si ya no tengo pistas, no sé qué hacer. A ver. Tengo un huevo de cosas. Vamos a hacer mi truquito. Como total no puedes fallar. Aquí. Vale. Esto me da una idea única. Me gusta que sea única. 2 víctimas. Vale. Declaración. Pum, pum, pum. Bien, única también. De fucking madre. Viejo conocido. A resolver. Creo que no, ninguna. Bien, única también. Si nos quitamos cosas de en medio. Única, me gusta. Única, todo único, me gusta, me gusta, me gusta. Esto me dará... Alguna me tiene que dar... Esta ya está dividida. Aquí tengo que tomar decisión. Como es la última misión ya, pues será más larga. Y alguna me dará una misión para hacer alguna prueba. Motivos personales. El móvil de Leighton Chapman, del condenado, para cometer el violento crimen de Halford Street pudo ser personal. Vale. Pruebas sólidas. Las declaraciones de los testigos y el arma del crimen apuntan claramente a un presunto culpable. Leighton Chapman. Vale, aquí tengo ya algo que hacer. Declaraciones contradictorias. El señor Turner afirma que él permaneció junto a la ventana de su piso hasta que llegó la policía. No obstante, esto se contradice con la declaración de Marrow. El agente no vio a nadie en la ventana. Encima está tenía un favorillo. Vale. Aquí tengo que hacer una prueba, subir a la ventana o algo. Doble asesinato. Kennen, Blute y Brian Bicotti fueron víctimas de un doble asesinato cometido por una persona. ¿Vale? Hombre imaginario. La persona a quien Leighton Chapman describe en su declaración es fruto de su propia imaginación. ¿La creó para autojustificarse? ¿Eso es lo que yo creo? Hostia, pues... ¿No crees al chaval o qué? Vale. Aquí viene mi decisión. ¿Qué tengo que tomar? Vale, disparos simultáneos. Turner notó que los dos disparos sonaron de distintas formas, porque de hecho fueron tres. Primero se disparó una sola vez y justo después se dispararon dos armas simultáneamente. Posición del tiroteo. Turner pudo detectar que los dos disparos eran diferentes porque se hicieron desde puntos distintos de... No voy a tomar la decisión aún. Lo malo es que me da una prueba que hacer. ¿Y yo cómo puedo ir a mirar la ventana? Mira, ahora puedo hablar con el tío este. Contradicciones.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Mentira. ¿Qué? Coger a... Contradicción.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Please, follow me. Mira, sí que es cojo de verdad.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
¿Puedo investigarle su casa?
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Vale, no veo nada. Acumula muchas cajas. Aquí hay algo.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Maderas. Si no me he salido es que aquí hay algo. ¿Hola? Ahí.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible.
Vale, pues me la guardo, ¿no?
The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Vale. Ha intentado ocultar unos papeles. Un cuchillo.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
¿Qué quiero que mire? ¿Qué quiere que mire? Ah. Como detective. A ver qué veo. Siempre tardo un rato en aparecer lo que tenga que aparecer. Papel cortado. Ah, mira aquí.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Vale. O sea, aquí han cortado algo importante.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Que sí, vamos a mirar por la ventana, anda.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Si hago esto... Un segundo. Vale, no tengo nada. Si hago esto, ¿puedo hacer la prueba? A ver, vamos a intentarlo. Todo me lleva a un error. Turner pudo detectar que los disparos eran desde puntos distintos de Amon Street. Vale. ¿Qué? ¿En serio? No puede ser que haya completado. ¿Cuánto tiempo llevamos jugando? Llevamos media hora. No puedo completar el último caso así de rápido. No, eso tiene que haber algo más. Diga que no tengo pruebas. Ya, no voy a culpar. A ver, esto es que quieren que lo condene. Todo me lleva a que quieren que lo condene. Eso es como la partida anterior. Que quieren que haga eso. Es que no tengo más pistas, tío, que seguir. Habla con el señor Turner y comprueba la vista desde su piso. Tendrían que haber algo que explicar sus declaraciones contradictorias. Se produjo un posible tiroteo entre... Se examinan los cadáveres y hacer una reconstrucción. Ah, vale. O sea, lo podría condonar ya el chaval, pero no. El chaval no ha sido...
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Y aquí no... Aquí es que tiene una vista perfecta. Voy a hablar con el policeman. Y este tira unos papeles, o sea, es que no. Tan rápido no... Y no voy a acusar al chaval. El chaval seguramente sea inocente y sea verdad. Que algo de mentira haya en sus palabras. Ok, McKay, pero no. A ver, vamos a mirar. Llevo aquí, ¿puedo hacer reconstrucción? Sí, puedo hacer reconstrucción. Tú, vamos a
It would
hablar.
be my pleasure
Gilipollas.
to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Vale, vamos a reconstruir. Selecciona al tirador. El tirador, pues... Este tiene un disparo en la cabeza. Vale, allí tiene que haber una bala.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Vale. Y este... Ah, vale. Se llevó eso, pero... Ahora, ¿cómo puedo hacer que...? Yo ahora quiero... ¿Cómo puedo desactivar a este? Vale. Ah, vale, mira, ahí tengo una...
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Tengo que adivinar quién es el que... Bueno, pues da igual. Puedo usar las dos.
This should be useful.
Vale.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are... Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Vale, pero puedo ver... He acertado, ¿no? Ah, pues sí. Ahí no habría ningún agujero, ¿no? Allí no hay agujero. No, no hay agujerito. ¿Y ahora qué?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Ahora que el señor Turner y comprueba la vista. Bueno, tengo... Tercer disparo. ¿Ves? Ahora sí puedo cambiar. Tiroteo. Ken Butte y Brian murieron en el tiroteo. Cada uno lleva una pistola. Una de ellas ha desaparecido. Doble asesinato. ¿Lo ves? Y ya esto no me cuadraría. Vale. Sí hubo un tercer disparo. ¿Lo ves? Aquí sí. Bueno, vamos a dejar así. Aunque esté así, tenemos que seguir investigando. Vale.
It would be my
Señor
pleasure to assist you with your
Holmes. Nadie tiene que...
Holmes, did you see my brother?
Nadie tiene que decirme nada.
I suppose that I shall have to move my stool now.
Buah, estoy más perdido que perdidín. Vamos a preguntarle al hombre este. Este me está gustando más.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes. Este es Turner, ¿no? Habla con el señor Turner y comprueba la vista desde su piso. Este es Turner. Tiene unos 60 años y es veterano de guerra de Crimea. Algo de lo que está muy orgulloso. Le dieron la pena probablemente durante la guerra y desde entonces cogida. Ryan Turner lleva una vida bastante humilde. Ah, este es del caso anterior. Leighton Chapman. Leighton Chapman es el hermano mayor de Huey. Unos 20 años. Leighton creció en las calles y cometió un crimen impulsivo por el que cumplió una pena de prisión de Westcrow. En la actualidad ha dejado la vida de callejero y probablemente está como empleado en una de las muchas oficinas de londinense. ¿Qué pruebas tengo? Mira, mira. Un trozo de madera fue hallado entre los adoquines junto al cadáver de Vale, tengo esto. Que lo puedo usar con algo, pero no sé con qué. A ver. La madera. No tienes madera, ¿no? Por aquí. Tengo que comprobar que seas tú. Algo me he dejado. Algo me he dejado. Que tienes el bastón aquí abajo. Sabía yo que era el bastón. Sabía.
So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Este es el otro, el imaginario.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here, a short while ago.
Vale, vamos a hablar con Turner. O sea, pero aquí me dice que recrea algo. ¿Se levantó? No es muy difícil. Ah, ahí hay más cosas. No había visto yo eso de ahí. Ah, este es el que vio.
No, it didn't happen this way.
Sí, sí, es casi, pero... Vamos a hacerlo más largo. Pum. Pum. Espera. Espera un momento. Yo hago el fuego y se levantó. Se levantó 100%. Se levantó. Abrió la ventana. Se ha cogido algo. Dejó el bastón roto. Cogió algo. Ups. ¿Qué tengo que hacerlo? ¿No cogió algo? No, quiero el bastón roto. Dejo el bastón. Corto los papeles. Uf, no sé si es así, ¿eh? Vamos a ver la secuencia. Aunque tiene el bastón ahí, ¿eh? En la chimenea. Vamos a adelantarlo. Vale. Dejó el bastón. Cogió algo. Cortó papeles y los tiró.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Vamos a preguntarle. Bueno, vamos a mirar los libritos. A ver cuál se ilumina. Este aquí.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Vale, hemos encontrado. Esto lo tendré que mirar en mi casa, ¿no? A lo que es. No, tengo que preguntar. Vale. Voy a preguntarle. Y no me engañes.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Cojera de Turner.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
Toda la verdad.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Cojera, prisionero, brazalete.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious
por eso estaba
inside a book.
con el cuchillo, vale.
Please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor
Vale,
man.
había cogido el libro y con el cuchillo estaba rompiendo las páginas para esconderlo.
To make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Vale, ya tenemos
That's why it's bad
uno
to stay
que no ha
at home
visto.
at night.
Vale, uf. Tercer disparo, 2 víctimas. ¿Eh? Ah, vale, está aquí. Hombre evanescente. La declaración de Leighton Chapman acerca del hombre de la chaqueta que desapareció ahora parece ser plausible. Los 3 disparos de la escena del crimen demuestran que hubo una segunda pistola que está en el paradero desconocido. Vale. Vale. Investigar el precedente antiguo y averigua que pudo llegar a... Habla con el sargento Marrow y averigua posible que no viera a alguien que se escondiera en las sombras en el momento del crimen. Vale, vamos a hablar con este.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
¿Y dónde me escondo? Ahora manejo a este. Así lo veo.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Vale, tengo que entrarlo sí o sí.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Esta vez sí que no lo veo. ¿Dónde estás, Holmes? ¿Holmes? ¿Dónde estás, Sherlock? No lo veo. Bueno, pues vámonos. Ah. Estás aquí.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
A ver. Sobre los muros. Si asumimos que había una persona en Holmes Street en el momento del crimen, su única vía de escape tuvo que ser hacia arriba. Hay que reconstruir los hechos, simular los fuegos artificiales que describe Layton e intentar trepar el muro.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
¿Qué muro tengo que trepar?
I'm always wondering what's...
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Recoger la pistola de bengalas para emular los fuegos artificiales y la herramienta necesaria para trepar el muro. Vale, tengo que averiguar el brazalete antiguo. Ah, esto es en mi casa, vale. Pues vamos a mi casa. Y vamos a por la esta de bengalas. Vale. ¿Podría ver a mi amada? ¿Estará esperándome? Sí, está ahí, mi amada. La amo. Es bellísima. Es bella. Vamos a investigar. Brazalete, arte y arquitectura. Brazalete. Brazalete de oro antiguo que fue hallado en el piso del señor Turner. Está decorado con una figura. Vale, tengo ciencias, arte, tecnología, historia. Nada, medicina, botánica, periódicos. Ya, y esto ya es una investigación. Arquitectura. Vale, Instituto de Arqueólogos Británicos. Arte de Museo Británico. La Casa del Parlamento. Antigua Red Link. La obra de no sé quién. Bueno, probamos todos y ya está. Vale. Estas bellas joyas antiguas forman parte de la colección del tesoro helenísticos. En la imagen se aprecian los 5 cabezas de carnero labradas en un brazalete, un collar y un anillo, todos de oro puro. Los 5 carneros de metilene llevan desaparecidos desde 1885.
Here it is.
Oh, ya han encontrado uno.
I need to continue my research in my archives.
¿Eh? ¿Qué ha dicho? ¿Qué ha dicho? No tengo que leerlo. En mis archivos. Una pieza y conjunto de joyas antiguos de Benedicen. Ah, desapareció en 1885. Vale, pues ahora periódicos. Vale, año 1885. Vale, aquí. Los tesoros helenísticos fueron robados en la noche de ayer mientras se transportaban en un carruaje desde el Museo Británico de la Exposición de Arte de Glasgow. El dueño de una casa de empeños, Kenneth Butler, se puso en contacto con Scotland Yard esa noche e informó de un caballero que había intentado venderle una serie de objetos históricos en su local de Church Street. La policía procedió a arrestar al hombre descrito, un ladrón profesional llamado Vincent Forley, que estaba intentando escapar de Londres por el puerto. Fue identificado por el conductor superviviente del carruaje, que transportaba la colección del tesoro helenísticos. Vincent Forley se nega a confesar dónde está el resto de tesoros robados. Ha sido llevado a prisión. Los tesoros perdidos aún no han sido hallados. Ok.
Here it is.
Ya tenemos dos
One of the
pistas.
victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Vale, tenemos nueva ubicación. Pero tengo que coger... ¿Pero dónde las puedo coger? Quiero... A ver qué vamos a coger. Vale. Recoger la pistola de bengalas para emular los fuegos artificiales. ¿Y eso dónde lo puedo coger? ¿Lo tengo yo aquí? Bueno, aquí hay una carta de la misión anterior. Que maté a la chica. Vamos a cogerla. Times. Furor. Un exótico método de asesinato. El artesanal de los criminales de hoy en día podría completarse con las plantas venenosas. Una joven y bella dama, en colaboración con un cómplice, planeó el horrible asesinato del director de los King Yarden, el señor Moon Cheng-jun. Solo un detective fue capaz de descubrir la verdad que escondía en una tragedia que se creía acusada por un simple ataque al corazón. Su nombre es, por supuesto, Sherlock Holmes. Vale, ¿dónde están los fuegos artificiales? Fuegos. Pues, ¿dónde están? Dice, recoge la pistola de bengalas. ¿Y dónde tengo la pistola de bengalix? ¿Habitación? ¿Es una habitación? No sé. ¿Me podré poner un tocador? No quiero cambiarme la experiencia. Es que no lo sé. Este es mi armario, pero no. ¿Será en Scotland Jack? ¿Tenga eso? No sé si yo tengo una pistola de fuegos artificiales. De bengalas. Entonces el de Waxon. Está guapa la casa. Lo malo que no tiene aseo, ¿eh? Recoge la pistola de bengalas para emular los fuegos artificiales y las herramientas necesarias para trepar el muro. Eso lo tengo que tener yo. Pues no lo sé, colega.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Vamos a acariciar a Toby.
Hello, Toby.
¡Ey, amante de los Ferrix! Logrillo desbloqueado. Pues nada, me lo tendrán que dar en Scotland Jack, yo creo. Vamos a ir a Scotland Jack a mirar eso. ¡Yepa! ¡Yeperi! Vale. Y se ha ido el de aquí. ¿Tú algún día me vas a dejar subir aquí?
Mr. Holmes?
¿Me voy a pasar el juego y aún no he subido a ver lo que hay arriba? Colega. A ver. ¿Me dejan coger algo de aquí? No. No. Señor Holmes. Tú, gilipollas. Necesito una pistola.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad? Isn't he guilty of murder?
¿Y dónde consigo yo bengalas y todo eso? ¿Del carruaje podría ser? Creo que hay que ir al sitio y en el carruaje estará. ¿Esto qué es? ¿Esto qué es? Está oscuro el hombre este. O no se habrá desbloqueado aún. O será el malo malote. Vamos un momento aquí. A ver si lo tengo yo en el carruaje. Ya mira, sí está en el carruaje. Mierda. Pues entonces no tengo ni idea de dónde... os lo tengo que comprar. Vamos a la casa de empeños, anda. Vamos, seguro que tengo que ir a... Vale. A mí que saca... ¿No? Vea, ligones, todo. Bueno, estamos de luto todos. Que han cancelado el juego de Alicia de... El tercer juego de Alicia. En el País de las Maravillas de miedo. Maldita EA. Hola, la casa de empeños donde fucking está. ¿Será esto? Oye. ¿La casa de empeños? ¿Esto aquí? Sí, aquí. Ah, esta es la llave.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Ah, mira, equipo de escalada.
Are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Aunque esto se lo tengo que robar, ¿no? Vale, ok, pues te lo robo. Porque no llaman Mr. Ladrón por nada. ¿Ves? Ya no me he subido encima de tus cajas. Andando tranquilamente. Mostrador. Vamos a abrir este cajoncito. ¡Ah! Un collar. Para mí, me lo quedo. Es el del carnero.
Ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Una cartita. Hey, Kennen. Me acuerdo de que una ocasión me hablaste de 3 piezas de joyería en oro de la antigua Grecia con cabeza de carnero labradas. ¿Todavía las tienes o no? Pues tengo buenas noticias para ti. He encontrado a un hombre podrido de dinero que está como loco por esas joyas. ¿Estás dispuesto a pagar una fortuna? Puedo concertarte una reunión con el Millonetics. Si nos repartimos las ganancias. Te estaré esperando en el cruce de Green Street Lane, en Mills Run, el domingo por la noche, antes de que los fuegos artificiales. Brian Bercotti. O sea, querían venderlas. Libro de cuentas.
It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Pero no las leo. Ah, miraré si las tengo. Mi pistola. ¿Qué te he visto antes de darle al botón?
Exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Vale. Vale, pues nos queda el Anilloski. Vámonos. Tenemos que irnos aquí. Vamos a mirar una cosa. Habla con el agente de Marrow e intenta emular los destellos de los fuegos artificiales. Comprobar si es posible huir de la escena del crimen atrapando un Muriski. Y aquí, vale. ¿No tenía algo que leer? ¿Libro de cuentas? No hay libro de cuentas. ¿Y el tenedor este de qué era? Ah, ya. El que más me gustó fue este caso. Hostia, podrían haber más de 6 Bueno, yo he leído que son 6, si son más, he triunfado. El primer caso me gustó. El que más me gustó fue el del tren. Este me pareció una mierda. Este sabía yo cómo lo habías montado desde el principio, pero está guay. Y este... no sé. Y este ya veremos si mola. No, no hay más. Porque mira, antes me salían todos los que iban a aparecer en el juego. Y solo me queda uno para aparecer en el caso. Y ya ha aparecido el señor Turner, el culpable, y tiene que aparecer alguien más, que no sé quién será. Vamos a hablar con el policeman. Niga. Oh.
Why are you
Cinemática.
looking at me all the time like that?
¿Quieres dejar al
I'm just
chaval?
watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Mira, gilipollas que eres.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
Reconstrucción. ¿Cómo? Por ahí no puedes subir. Ah, a ver, qué muro, espérate. Creo que estos muros hay que escalar. Este es más alto. Yo creo que hay que escalar
The
este.
moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow.
Ah, vale. Pues ese tampoco, lo veo muy alto.
This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Vamos a probarlo. ¿Eh? Zimba. Pues eres un mierda, Holmes. 3 años para escalar.
Barely see anything.
Pero si le da al botón. Vamos, Holmes. Dale, dale.
Holmes? Are you there?
Pero si le da al botón. Qué difícil lo hacen, ¿eh?
I should try climbing faster.
¿Qué? Intentar trepar más rápido. Vamos, Holmes.
Barely see anything.
Como ya ha salido con esta velocidad el tío este.
Holmes? Are you there?
Pero si no puedo ir más rápido, güey.
My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
¿Lo he conseguido?
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
Joder,
I am
¿qué
using
están
crampons and a
así?
climbing axe,
¡Uy, no te
although
veo, no
the
te
person we are
veo!
looking
¡No te
for did not
veo!
leave any traces
Pero
of
si se ve
such
claramente.
tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Venga, haz una vuelta hacia atrás. No, no la he hecho.
This is the back door of the building with the attic floor that you required, Mr. Holmes.
¿Puedo entrar? Puedo entrar. Me han puesto música de misterio,
These shards of glass are from the window above.
Me han puesto musiquita de misterito. ¡Ojito! Chaqueta. Tejido de rasgado. Fibras negras. Ahí está, fibras negras.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
Vale. Ya tenemos algo más.
It's empty.
Si me dejan mirar es que hay algo más.
Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket.
Vale, pues ya está. No hay nada más.
We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Vamos a trepamuros. Declaración de Leighton. A ver si podemos enganchar algo más. Demasiados que elegir, Arte. Ya está. Vamos a examinar con el microscopics. Vamos a mi casa. Que vamos a haber condenado al colega, Pero he dicho, vamos a investigar más.
Let us take a closer look.
¿Esto es un microscopio?
It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes.
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair.
Y le he quitado un pelo a este, el colega. A ver, pelo humano.
Hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that we found. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse. A hair from a large and exotic animal.
Pues... más grande que un caballo, que tenga pelo. ¿Un elefante? Un mono. Ha trepado. ¡Era un mono! Era un mono. El hombre que desapareció desde la escena del crimen creo ser un acróbata del circo. Logró trepar un muro de 10 metros en cuestión de 10 segundos. En su chaqueta fue hallado un pelo de un animal grande y exótico. Bueno, aquí sí que creo que va ahí. Y bueno, tengo que entonces concluir ideas ya. Inocencia de Leighton. Prueba sólida. La declaración de los testigos y el arma de crimen apunta claramente al asunto culpable de Leighton Chapman. La declaración de Leighton Chapman acerca del misterioso hombre de atleta que participó en el tiroteo ha resultado ser cierta. Vale. Y a ver esta. Móvil del robo. La búsqueda de los tesoros perdidos pudo ser el móvil del crimen que se cometió en Hampton. El señor Turner recogió los brazaletes justo después del asesinato, pero los anillos siguen en paradero desconocido. Parece cometerse un violento crimen que pudo ser personal. Yo creo que es esto. Vale, aquí hemos hecho una idea. La persona a la que solo Leighton Chapman vio escapar de la escena de crimen trepando el muro era un acróbata talentoso. El criminal cogió el arma del cadáver. Vale. Esto no me da más pistics. No tengo nada. Oh. Voy a hablar con Chatman. Pues no tengo nada. A ver, ¿qué tengo? Pídele ayuda a Hiwi. Ah, vale. Vamos a pedirle ayuda a Hiwi. He llamado ayuda en 3 misiones. Bueno, aunque ahora le estoy ayudando yo a él. Vaya tos.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Gilipollas. Eres gilipollas. Deja al
It would be
niño.
my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
¿Qué te pasa a ti? Hiwi. Hiwi.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal, a very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Tiempo más tarde. ¿A dónde me iré? ¿A la mañana siguiente temprano?
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show.
¿Vale?
Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
Y me voy a mear. Voy a un segundo al meadero. Ya estoy por aquí. ¿Qué pasa, nen? Vamos al circo.
Aye, you. Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah. You don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah. I don't think so. Clear off.
Vale, vamos a... ¿Eh?
You're a bit slow to catch on. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh?
¿Puedo entrar?
You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
Cabrones. A ver, ¿qué era? Barba, un traje de bandido y un sombrero iría muy Gucci. Este está guay. Ahí está el de bandido. Aquí. Me falta el sombrero. Ah, sí.
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Vale, pues nos piramos. Antes de ver a mi amada. La amo. Es que simplemente es amor. ¿Hola?
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
¿Tu coche? Antes vamos a investigar todo. Vamos a tener unas pelotas.
So, everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money? Some of the barrels are wet. Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped. Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies. I want to be paid first. No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said. Right? I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout. Of course not. I'm a professional. Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
¿Qué ha ocurrido aquí? ¿Qué está Mister ocurriendo? Examinar.
This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day.
Vamos a ver qué es esto. Este cartelito.
That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting.
¿Vamos a disfrazar así o qué?
From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people.
Vale. ¿Qué más? Papeles.
There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls.
Mm. Aquí ve algo. No. No. Mm. Pues... Colega... ¿Qué tengo que hacer? Sí, algo, espera. Barriles.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. This
Punto de...
wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside.
Sorry. Pero hay una raja.
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside. There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out.
Coño.
The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could it be gunpowder? I need to be sure.
Vale, pólvora.
Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder. The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
Fácil. Vamos a ver. Tus grandes labios, tu narizota. Llave. Caja fuerte. Pelos en el pecho. Suciedad. Venda ensangrentada. Reciente. Pistolita. Armado. Revólver dog. Despiadado. Mira, ahí está. Anillo labrado. El último carnero que me falta. Ahí se ha hecho pupita. Mira, escalador. Dedos vendados. Acróbata. Vale, hemos encontrado quién es. El acróbata. Vamos a abrir esto. Vale, vamos a ponerlo así. ¿Vale? ¿Pero este? No se puede mover, no me jodas, tío. Odio que se puedan mover. Así sí. Así me encaja. Así sí. Pero esto no encaja con nada. Espérate. Ahora sí. ¿Puto amo o no puto amo, colega?
I need to find out what's behind this Charles Foley.
Bueno, ya hemos abierto el candado. ¿Quién es Charles Foley? Tengo una nueva idea. Charles Foley lleva un anillo antiguo, la última pieza que falta en el conjunto de las joyas de los 5 carneros de Mytilene. También es un revólver al cinto. Eso demuestra que Charles Foley es el misterioso hombre de la chaqueta que tan hábilmente escapó de la escena de crimen de... Ya lo he examinado todo, ¿no? Ah, vale, coño.
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Sleeping. Pues no lo sé. Prisioneros. Voy a decir prisioneros. Vale, he fallado.
Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Vale. ¿Contratación o ladrón encarcelado? Vale, pues ladrón. Es que la verdad que no sé de qué lo conozco.
Nigel from York. Never
He
heard
fallado,
anything
tío,
about
2 veces ya,
you. How'd you hear about me?
Esto me toca los cojones.
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died 7 days ago in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on the corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
Vale. Bueno, vamos a la mansión. Pero yo voy en carruaje. Yo voy a la mansión, pero en carruaje.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the
Ah,
Hellenistic
vale, a medianoche,
treasures.
pero yo voy antes a investigar. Vale. Me gusta.
This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
¡Buah! Ese es el más difícil que he visto. No puedo ni moverlo. ¿Hacia los lados? No sé cómo hacerlo. Bueno, vamos a empezar por aquí, ¿no? Vamos al verde. A ver. Encima tengo que elegir 2 líneas. Vamos a elegir la de abajo. Esta. Pero es que si que elijo esto, no hace nada. Ah, amigo, aquí. Ah, sí. Vale. ¿Crees que si hago eso? Aquí no. Mi no entender. Mi no entender. ¿Qué debo de hacer? A ver, vamos a mover. Así tengo algo, espérate. Así puedo hacer esto. Pero aquí no tengo nada. Ah, no te muevas todo, por favor. Estoy por que se complete solo, tío. A mí eso me toca los cojones. Estos rompecabezas no me gustan nada. A ver, vamos a... Ah, vale. Vamos a empezar desde el principio. A buscar la línea. Aquí vamos a buscar otra línea. Pero hay dos líneas. Una que esté sola. Hay dos. Voy a buscar una de las dos que llegue al otro lado. O no, espérate, puedo hacer esto. Y hacer que esta sea la que se conecte. Vale, ahí. Entonces esta que se conecte aquí. Ups. Es que si muevo algo estoy jodidísimo. Es que si muevo la... Esta no... Que se mueve todo. Es que esta no se conecta con nada. Mi no entender, tío. No, esto no puede ser. Espérate. A ver, ¿dónde está el amarillo? Amarillo, ven aquí. Conéctate. Ahí. ¿Vale? Tú vuelve a esto. Y aquí tenemos una línea que llega ahí. Llegaría hasta aquí y esta que llega hasta acá. ¿Y si lo hacemos así? Ah, pero métete, coño.
I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it.
Y ya está. Así como uno baila. Hip hop. Aquí abajo hay un fantasma, por eso no hay que tocarlo. ¡Ey! ¡Qué dama más bella! ¡Ey! Yo también quiero tener una estatua debajo de mis escaleras de mi casa. Ah, no, que soy pobre y solo tengo una planta. Vamos a ver. No se puede salir por detrás. No veo nada. Todo está con... ¡Oh! Estantería.
This cupboard is an absolute mess.
¿Qué le haremos? Una trampita.
Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved.
Es lo que te iba a decir, chico. Si se han caído es que se mueve.
So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Otro minijuego. ¡No! ¿Por qué todas son así? Bueno, vamos a empezar. ¿Dónde está la línea? Ahí hay una línea. Aquí hay una. Vale. Ahí. Bien. Se puede mover para los lados, ¿no? Ah, no. De puta madre. Vale, llega para allá arriba, se mueve para aquí abajo, y aquí no conecta con nada. Aquí no conecta con nothing. Con nothing de plastic. Es que hay alguna que se mueve, ¿no? Para los lados. No, no se mueve. Entonces, ¿cómo lo hago si ninguna se mueve para los lados? A ver, colega. Tiene que ir aquí. No hay ninguno más que empiece. Ah, no. Hay doble empezado. Vamos a intentar en este lado. Vale, este tiene que ir... mierda. Vale. Aquí lo mismo de antes. Pero si no puedo moverlos, ¿cómo lo puedo hacer si solo hay 3 capas? Solo hay 3 fucking... No, espera. Ah, esta no está cogida, pues ya está. No sabía que esa capa iba pues, a su cuenta.
What a surprise. Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out.
Vale.
Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
Pero cierra esto, ¿no, colega? Bueno, vamos a investigar. A ver, comprobar las posibles rutas que usarían los ladrones para escapar de la mansión Notre Hill. Tenderles una Mr. of Trumpix. Bueno, aquí hay una ventana.
Ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police.
Vale. Una puerta.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Otra ventana.
This should be useful.
¿Eh? ¿Para qué? Cogí una silla. Vamos a ver arriba.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape.
No es que son acróbatas. Mr. Colega. Una Cuerdix.
This should be useful.
¿Pero para qué, eh? No sé, ¿para qué? No sé. ¡Ey! ¿Qué has hecho, colega? Colega mío. Vale. Una movida por aquí, eso ya lo he hecho. La de ahí, la de la puerta. Y... ya está, ¿no?
What a surprise.
Colega. Pues me está durando este episodio, ¿eh?
The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police are right behind it.
Vale. Voy a tirar unas bolas por aquí. Vale, aquí cerramos. Mover.
This works very well. No one will escape through this window now.
Vale. Vamos a cerrar una ruta de escape.
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
Joder, qué malvado soy.
The door is now blocked.
Ah, para que tengan que salir sí o sí por aquí.
This hatch leads to a cellar. This hatch leads to a cellar.
Vale, y tiraré las bolas para arriba.
One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Vale. Ya tengo todo, ¿no?
The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police are right behind it.
Vale.
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly.
Ah, tengo que quitar eso de ahí. Tengo que quitar el mazo.
That the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer, but they were unsuccessful. I suppose that the thieves... I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. This should be useful.
Vale.
The door is now blocked.
Vale, colega. Y el mazo lo tengo que quitar de aquí, ¿eh? Vale. Esto es para la trampilla.
Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Aquí la cuerda.
This should be useful.
La lámpara. Vamos a atarla. ¿Con qué? ¿Eh? ¿Y ahora qué?
Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall.
Pues ya estaría todo, ¿no?
If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Pues ya estaría.
Police! Police!
¡Police! ¡Police! ¿Uno muerto? ¿Otro atrapado?
Stop where you are.
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
Oh, you sounded just like a real bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How do you know about that?
Oh, mi
Have you
hermano.
closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
¿A qué hay aquí?
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
There.
What a beautiful collection.
Don't move, you flim-flammer.
The trap with the chandelier worked perfectly. Charles Foley has been knocked down. One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious.
Me falta uno.
One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious.
Y... Ah, es este de aquí, ¿no? Empezó gordo, sí.
Holmes, I had no doubt that you would catch the thieves.
Pues ya lo tengo todo, ¿no? Caja fuerte valiosa. Desapareció. Las antigüedades halladas de la caja fuerte secreta de la mansión abandonaron en el título de forma de colección del tesoro. Fue robada y se creía perdida. Ahí está. Venganza de Forlyle. ¿Present? Vamos a ver. Venganza de Foley. Charlie Foley organizó el robo de los tesoros místicos que estaba relacionado con el doble de Green Street. Fue testigo del crimen. ¿Qué hacemos? ¿Lo matamos o no? Este es un asesino de mierda. A ver, podía haber matado al otro. Bueno, el otro tenía una pistola. Por eso huyó, a lo mejor. Pero lo podía haber matado. A ver, se mataron entre ellos. En verdad, este no trajo pistola. En verdad, él fue, pero se dispararon entre ellos y robaron las dos pistolas. Una la cogió el hermano del Hiwi y otra la cogió este. Vamos a sobreirle.
Charles Foley, you were a witness to a double murder. You were standing next to Vercotti when Butler fired at your accomplice. The jeweler missed him, but they proceeded to kill each other with simultaneous shots. Even if your intention was to retrieve the stolen treasure, you did not intend to kill. I shall inform Inspector Lestrade of that fact, so your sentence should be the lighter.
You are a fine gentleman, with your fake pity.
I do what I think is right. It is never due to pity. Farewell, Foley. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
¿Y a dónde irá? Pues ya me he pasado el juego. Mira el circuito. Ah, lo de la pólvora.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men
Estos son los
who
alegres
have
compañeros.
lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people, sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
¿Qué quiere que haga? No voy a tirar el cigarrillo al agua.
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. And I shall not stop you.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, Behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men. I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
The start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
¿Qué lady? ¿Lo he hecho bien, no? Ay, no me dejaban otra opción, prácticamente aquí no había duda. Y complete edition, Wolfman. ¿Habrá algo más o se termina aquí? Juegazo. Lo recomiendo al 100% este juego.